Hey guys, it's Steven, and how are you guys? Hope you guys are enjoying my reviews. This is Welcome Wolverine and the X-Men 10. So let's go forward to that. How we gonna accept this one? Wolverine and the X-Men review for IGN is overall pretty much good. I'm not gonna tell you the rating first. I'm gonna read out the whole review for Wolverine and the X-Men 10. First of all, let me tell you that in my comments that I never expected this issue should not be. I never expected that this issue will be much of long, but it's pretty good. I like it, and I like the beast over here, and kind of the illustrations are also mind-blowing for me. This is sketchy and a stylized illustrations are there, but I really most of the time I like it, but most of the time I don't like it because sometimes it feels like off perspective, but it's good. Who says Avengers vs X-Men tie-ins have to be predicted on fighting? This book had less than 2 pages of fighting, and I was still revealed from start to finish. Writer Jason Aaron and artist Chris Bacalo book the AVX fight book trend in Wolverine and the X-Men 10, delivering a shining example of how new and compelling X-Men stories are still floating in the is just waiting to be captured. Stellar character moments abound in this book, and they all revolve around the relationship between Wolverine and Cyclops. Aaron's focus lands squarely on the importance of knowing oneself, and he echoes that sentiment in several supporting characters. Bacall is hand in glove with Aaron the whole way, hammering home Aaron's subtle dichotomy of the beliefs driving Wolverine's and Cyclops' action by, among other things, expertly slipping a reference to the Garden of Eden into the story. The analysis of the two experienced and thoroughly convicted generals is perfectly juxtaposed with representations of innocence, and innocence lost in the forms of genesis and anger, by bringing us back to the central conflict of this whole AVX schism drama. With regard to the X-Men Atlas, Harren creates an opportunity to justify what's happening and to define the new directions for several character arcs, and that was pretty much cool. Wolverine and the X-Men 10 by Jason Aaron and picks up somewhere in the middle of AVX 3 with Hope on the run, the X-Men in hiding, and Wolverine back at the school waiting for the developments. And wouldn't you know it, further developments occur right here as Cyclops drops by for what can only be described as a brief friendly chat. That's pretty much cool, and sometimes it looks like don't much of too heavy for this one, so most of the time it feels like same kind of illustrations over there, but I don't want to complain about this one. This book has a whole lot to offer, with fantastic character development, effective humor, and executive use of symbolism. Shoot, this book even has a cool looking cover. I love Angels in New Direction and how Aaron puts a clear divider in the ground for the character, clearing up any residual ambiguity from the Dark Angel saga. Each character has a turn at being tremendously entertaining in this book, but the true sign that this issue is outstanding is that Cyclops and Wolverine are so real and relatable. If you were following the X-Men even casually, this is a must-buy, simple as that. So I hope you guys will enjoy this one, and you guys will buy it, and that will support the developers also, creators also. So overall, for a rating for this issue from the IGN is 9. That is pretty much amazing. And comic book resources, they are saying also something different kind of thing, but not much that of different. It almost the same. That's not to say it's disappointing, because Aaron's dialogue is sharp and engaging, and his characters are strongly defined. Quoting Kerr's brief appearance steals the show, for example, but it is an odd shift in tone for the series. The emphasis on talking also means that you could easily forget to take in the art. That was pretty great, but in the thinkings and these illustrations was something kind of fade out. But it was not bad at all. Backlow's page layouts are inventive and original, but they are not always successful. And extended conversation between Iceman and Rachel is particularly hard to follow, not least because the page flows in odd directions. And the use of negative space as panel borders is an idiosyncrasy that causes trouble with word balloons appearing to bleed against other panels. That is pretty kind of messy kind of thing. Bleed against this kind of other panels. So Piccolo's storytelling is stronger than it's been in years, though, and he manages to choose interesting angles and framing for even the most mundane panel. It's certainly a book that will delight X-Men fans with its extensive character studies and its focus on inter-character relationships all over the X-Men franchise. But it's hard to imagine those dropping in for the sake of a tie-in will be entertained due to the focus on X-Men intra-politics. It does answer the question of why Wolverine was willing to fight his friends, but there's a distinct lack of Avengers vs X-Men that in the end is likely to put non-regular readers off. But we have to get used to of it, and while reading this comic I have to mention that in this time I thought that it'll be over, this issue, but they make them a little bit of lengthy, but it's worth it because it is cool and we can enjoy this one. And after that they made a really small kind of narrative story, and it's pretty cool, while the blue guys showing that magics, and this is pretty much of great in my way. And after that all of this certain means I have to say all of these certain must kind of points having this issue, this kind of fun things and action things, and this is in my way this is great. So I have enjoyed it. Hope you guys will enjoy this issue. That will be fun. And the most important thing that I have to say that at the end of this issue, Storm came. So thanks for watching, and hit like if you like it, and always buy the comic if you enjoy it, subscribe and share it.